I'm joining us now, the Energy Secretary, Chris Wright. Amazing times we're living in. I watched the roundtable that you had with executives and oil companies. Venezuela's oil, the president cut off Cuba, but Mexico, is my understanding, is they're still selling to Cuba. Will that stop? And if, in fact, the Iranian regime falls, I would imagine a partnership would emerge there. Am I wrong in that thinking?
Oh, I think that's very likely, Sean. But when you look at when the beacon of freedom and liberty of the world, that is the United States of America, is strong and resolute under President Trump's leadership, you really can affect change. This emboldens freedom fighters around the world. So yes, the Cuban government has been fragile, brutal, repressing its people for quite some time, but it's been living off the dole from Venezuela, money, and oil, of course, free. No more Venezuelan money or oil will flow to Cuba. The Cuban mercenaries, of course, that were in Venezuela protecting Maduro, they're either dead or fleeing. President Trump is on the cusp of, I think, maybe the greatest transformation from a societal collapse and brutal narco-terrorist dictatorship in Venezuela to a much better trajectory using American power, but no boots on the ground, no bullets, no American casualties. He's using commerce and energy to better our hemisphere and better our country.
Energy Secretary Chris Wright, I have this question. The president said Sunday there will be no more oil or money going to Cuba, zero. There is an article that Mexico is still providing oil to Cuba despite the president's vow to cut off that supply. Will that be stopped?
I think the president was referring to no more Venezuelan money or oil to Cuba. With the quarantine for oil flow is around Venezuela, it's not around Cuba, or it's not around Cuba currently. Of course, the president may choose to use that leverage. He certainly could easily do that. But I think cutting off the Venezuelan flow of oil and money, that's probably enough to make the situation in Cuba very dicey. And again, hopefully using no guns, but force and power to drive reform in Cuba as well as Venezuela. This president is unique. President Trump is bold. He doesn't double down on what hasn't worked. He finds innovative, creative ideas, and he leans into them.
Energy Secretary Chris Wright, these are fascinating times we're living in for sure. The lifeblood of the world's economy.